Hi, I'm Coach Todd, head coach at NoLimitsTriathlon.com. On the weekend, I had the opportunity to test out the new Mio heart rate monitor. What this is, it's a heart rate monitor that doesn't require the use of a chest strap. Now, I've been using heart rate monitors for years, and the problem I used to have with the chest strap is after a while it gets loose and it always falls down and it loses connectivity, and it becomes a pain in the butt. If you've been training with a heart rate monitor, you can probably sympathize with me as well, because it can be quite a nuisance. So I was very eager to try this new heart rate monitor, and so there's no strap involved, and there's a light in the back here, and you just put it on your wrist and it senses your heart rate this way. So I don't know all the details about it. I don't want to go into the technical details about it. Just go onto their website if you want to learn about how it works. But basically you put the watch on and it senses your heart rate through your wrist, which I thought that's pretty cool. So I'm in Calgary right now. This is December and it's pretty cold out. So I took it for a couple of tests. I tested on the bike, not outside, but in the basement, and then out running. And so I'm going to tell you some good things about it, and then some things that maybe I don't think are great about it. The great thing about it, I like about it, is you stick it on your wrist and it can get your heart rate pretty quick, and you don't have to worry about getting a heart rate strap, the monitor strap, getting it wet and putting it on, making sure the connectivity is there. So that's super awesome. I like that a lot. One thing though is that I didn't like about it, because it's so cold, like today is minus 20 degrees C outside. What I usually do is I have so many layers of clothes on, and I usually train with the Timex heart rate monitor, and I'll put this over top of my jacket so I can see it. Now, if I'm wearing this one and it's so cold to have layers on, I can't do that. And so I did run a few nights ago, and I figured, okay, let me just try it. I put it on the skin, I put the jacket close to it, and I was okay. But it wasn't super duper cold. If it was cold, like really cold, I probably wouldn't wear this one because I wouldn't want to expose my skin. But that's me, I get kind of picky that way. The other thing too is, again, I took both of these watches out for the test run. And before I even headed out the door, I was getting kind of skeptical. I know that the night before I had the Mio on, and at nighttime I was cuddling with my son, and it doesn't have a light. And so when I'm outside, I know that it gets dark here around 5 o'clock. And I went for the run just before 5, and I thought, there's no way this thing is going to work. And so I was kind of not very happy with it at the beginning. So I put both. I said, just go for it. Just go out and run and see how it works. And so this watch actually worked better than this one, and there was no light out, because the way the pixels and things are on here, it kind of glows for a while. But that's the thing, it glows for a while. I think it lasted for about 30 minutes, and then you kind of lose that glow. Now this guy here, I couldn't see hardly at all, but it does have a light, so I could just turn it on. Now, for me, sometimes I run in areas where there's no light. So I don't know, you'll need a light to see where you're going. And I think in the future, if this has a light, it'll make a huge difference. But if you run by like street lights, so every now and then, if you buy a street light, it has enough glow from the street light so that you can see what your heart rate is. And that's pretty neat as well. The other thing too is, this has a really high advanced stopwatch. This one, not so much. But if you're looking for a watch that tells you your heart rate, and that's all you need to know, well then this is fantastic. Especially if you're running during the day and where it's warm out, you don't have to have layers of clothes on. Okay, so then I did a test down in the basement. I did it with, I have a bike and a trainer, and so that works great. I think these are good for 20 kilometers per hour. Now, for me, I like to go faster than that when I'm riding my bike majority of the time, so it probably won't work at 20k an hour, but hopefully that's something they'll fix in the future. But in the basement, on a trainer, it worked like a charm. I mean, you've got it on, I've got it on my wrist, no heart rate monitor strap to deal with, and it was awesome. And so when I'm doing a workout in the basement like that, that's great. Now, the other thing I don't do, and don't get all mad at me about this, guys, is I'm not an iPhone app kind of guy. So I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to be running with my phone and connect this to my watch. I think it does have an app you can do that. But for me, I want to be as limited as possible when I'm running. That's why I like the strapless watch. But I'm not going to be going out running with my phone so it's connecting to my watch. To me, I want everything in my watch to work well. So if you just need it for heart rate, that's great. But if you want to know your pace, you want to know how far you went, you're going to need a different watch or wait till this one gets upgraded. So that's something that this watch doesn't do if you don't have a phone. If you want to run with your phone and your watch, I think it has that ability. But for me, I don't want to do that. So that's a limitation for the watch. But I think this watch is fantastic for a lot of people. And so a lot of people will get great benefit from it. But it all depends on what you want, right? And so if you want a watch that does GPS, you know, connects to your power meter, so Ant Plus technology, stuff like that, you may need a different watch. But if you just need a heart rate monitor to strap on, tell you what your heart rate is, then this is a really great option to go for. And for me, I really can't stand running with a heart rate monitor strap. So if this watch gets really more advanced, so that it does have GPS ability and Ant Plus technology, stuff like that, it's going to be really pleasing to me. So that's a brief review of the Mio Heart Rate Monitor watch. And I think it's definitely worth looking into, but just make sure you know what you're getting or what you're going to use it for before you buy it. I'm Coach Todd saying happy training.